We are living in a crooked world. The Bible said that the earth is the habitation of cruelty, and the reason earth has become cruel is because Isaiah 60 verse 1 said darkness shall cover the earth. So people are living in darkness. That's why they don't know what they ought to do. Wickedness is an offspring of darkness, and so if light does not come, even the believer will either be a victim of darkness or he will be an orchestrator of darkness. And so when a man begins to pray, what prayer does is to shed light. Paul speaking in Ephesians 1:17, he said, for this cause I pray for you, that the eyes of your understanding may be enlightened. That the eyes of your understanding. There are three Greek words Paul used here. The first is that God may give unto you the spirit of wisdom. That's Sophia. It is functional knowledge. Number two, he said, and revelation. That's apocalypse. And number three, he said that the eyes of your understanding may be enlightened. That's fortizo. Those are three realms of authority. The first realm of authority is to know what to do. That's Sophia. It took me knowing where House on the Rock is to drive here, but that I came here does not mean I will participate. After coming here, apocalypse had to take place. This door had to be open for me to come in, and that I came in does not still mean I will participate until fortizo takes place. Light is on. When light is shared, Paul said something. He didn't just say you will see. No, he said that you may know the hope of your calling. You know what the hope of your calling is? Let me give you a few of them quickly. The Bible said, as he is, so are we in this world. That's the hope of your calling. The hope of your calling means you have become the replica of the Christ. Did you not read what the Bible said? It said, if you have not the spirit of Christ, you are not of him. That means every one of us is a carrier of Christ, a replica of Christ. That's why Paul speaking, he said, Christ in you, the hope of glory. But you may not know this, and you may think the hope of your glory is that man that promised you a car. And that's why many are disflowered, because they think their glory is tied to that man. You may think the hope of your glory is the promise of gratuity, and you work for 35 years. After you resign, you'll discover there's no gratuity anywhere, because the hope of your glory is not the promise of government. The hope of your glory is Christ in you. And what does Christ in you do? Christ in you does everything God does. The Bible said that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and so if Christ is in you, then you too can become a co-creator. That's what prayer does. When a man begins to pray, he stops seeing himself, he starts seeing Jesus. It's just like going to the mirror. You have never seen yourself before, brothers and sisters. Everything you think you are is what the mirror told you. And so when you begin to behold him in prayer, something happens. You become a reflection of the Christ. And so suddenly they tell you there's an epidemic killing everybody, and you ask yourself, if Jesus were here, is he going to run away? The moment that reality dawns on you, the epidemic will know that you know. And if he knows that you know, it will give way. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Can I tell you another thing that prayer will make you see? The Bible said in Colossians 2:13, it said we were quickened with Christ. We were quickened. So anything that cannot bring Christ down cannot bring you down. Anything that cannot destroy Christ cannot destroy you. This is not boast, this is who you are. But it will take prayer for it to become real to you. You can read it from the Bible, it will never be real. It becomes real when light is furnished. The moment light is furnished, you know that that's who you are, and immediately something will change. You begin to manifest what Christ manifests. You begin to do what Christ does, and you become exactly like the Christ. When you know this, you are literally intoxicated. This is what prayer does for you. Prayer moves you from the consciousness of a man to the consciousness of a God, because he in you is a divine dimension. I tell my people, when you do it the man way and it doesn't work, switch to the divine way. I can be with you, we are applying the principle. I can be with you, we are applying everything that men apply. When I apply the principle and it doesn't work, I say, give me 1 minute, I know something. Because there's a God element on your inside, and when you go back inside, you say, thank you principles, you have worked thus far, now I have to switch. And you begin to pray in the spirit. When you start praying like that, things begin to shake. That's when you will know that the law of flotation can be broken. Because when Jesus walked on water, he didn't deny the existence of principle, but there's a realm beyond principle. That's when you will know that even the law of gravity can be altered. Because when Jesus ascended, he didn't deny that law, but he lived above it. And Jesus did not just ascend, he ascended to a realm and he translated. I prophesy over someone tonight, all the weaknesses of your flesh, they are swallowed up in the name of Jesus. Hey,